I'm just gonna get into it because this first thing is potentially alarming, and and that is, wait for it, Family Guy compilations. Now, before you start laughing, look, if you type in Family Guy compilations, you'll be led to this 68k sub channel. Looks incredibly harmless, right? And then, now if you were to watch one of their things, everything would look harmless, nothing wrong, nothing weird, just a bunch of clips from Family Guy. Then you get to the end, which would look like this.
I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want, but I have a very particular lack of skills. I will never be able to find you. But what I do have is $2 and a Casio wristwatch. You can have one of them. Drakkar Noir. These guys are serious. Lois, Meg's dead!
That is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to the Arrow Faction. Comment down below something you guys are doing this summer. Go subscribe to my main channel because I'm going to be posting a challenge video I did with some friends.
Now that's fucking weird, isn't it? That's why. Why is that a thing? Why is that there? I don't... It's weird. People seem to think, though, that they're doing this to avoid some sort of copyright claim from YouTube. So they put someone's face there in order to make YouTube think that it's commentary, I believe. I don't know how that works, but that sounds fine. That on surface level, that sounds fine. But then it's weird how that comes up, right? And then if you think that's what they're doing, then it makes sense that they'd be using other types of clips, but they don't. It's just clips of a girl that seems to be ripped from her now defunct channel, and it's creepy because it's not just that clip. That's just weird. Why are you ripping clips from a what seems to be preteen girl's channel? Now, because of this, people seem to think that there is a potential child ring here, and that this is one of their communicators, as it seems, and that they're communicating this way by putting the clips of them at the end. And it goes even more than that. It's just here, right here, Telegram. I don't know what a Telegram is, but apparently it's some sort of messaging app type of thing. And in their descriptions, it says DM for business. Let me find it. Yeah, there's DM for business. People seem to think that this business is children related, and if you put together the pieces, yeah. Now I'm going to give credit where it's due, and I found this through a Reddit post. Yes, a Reddit post. Who cares though? It led me to here. And what else is there? And YouTube channel Pixels After Dark actually has a whole thing explaining this entire potential situation here. Explains it a lot better than I could. So there's that. And if there really is something here, this is freaky. But it's alarming, to say the least. The next thing was brought to me by one of you, and you know who you are. This channel, Umami. I hope I said that right. But it's creepy and interesting, and I don't know what I'm looking at most of the time, but just Jesus Christ, animation is unique, to say the least. But it's got that creepy feel to it, but at the same time it's not creepy because it's interesting. I don't know how to explain my intrigue in this, but I'm glad I found it, and I'm glad it was sent my way. Like, Jesus, just look at this. Look. Yeah, let's look at this.
The minerals that make up its composition were dripped upon from a foregone stalactite. Like an hourglass with its wretchedness deposited below, with no hint of where it once was. It's the story of humanity. It asks, where did we come from? If we are all stalagmites, is God our stalactite?
It's just, what did I watch? Caillou was impaled by an extremely rare asbestos stalagmite. Okay, what the fuck? But this thing right here, this thing called interface, pride and joy of this, and oh my god, this thing is fucking terrifying, but in a good way. But it's also intriguing, and it makes you feel completely fucking empty. I cannot do justice in explaining this thing because I can't explain anything. But the thing is, you have to see that for yourself. Honestly, you have to see it for yourself because I don't know if anyone can do it justice. And I don't know how many people know about this. It has hella fucking views, but I've never heard anyone mention it. It's just, where is that one part that I want you to see as to why it makes me feel.
After Mom got sick, during the funeral, the pastor just stared at you. I was too young to understand, and maybe I still don't. I'm old now, like you should be, but I need to ask. When I join Mom, should we wait for you? Will you ever come?
Now this next thing is from a website, at least I'd call it a website, called vertigo22.com. I think this is a very lovely website. It's, for me at least, known for having its 500 megalist conspiracy theories. 2 of them, to say the least. I've gotten a couple from there. But in one of these megalists, what happened to the volume of the TV? In one of these, not tier list, megalists, there's this. Something about the Monon tunnels. Yeah, that's right. Is this picture. It says, I came across this thread. In it, the original post inquires about the Monon tunnels and shares a picture that they found that's apparently tied to it. What made this noteworthy in my eyes is that when I try to do a reverse image search, nothing comes up, basically. And here's the picture. I think it's a very odd picture. It has this weird, ominous vibe to it because it's just 2 dudes flipping you off, and then a dead guy, what seems to be a dead guy in the back. But I do think that's weird. I feel like potentially there's something weird here. I've never actually gone to the thread. Let me go to the thread now. The only thing I could find for this was that it leads to an old 4chan post about, this picture, and it says something about the Monon tunnels. As for what I could find, the Monon tunnels, specifically tunnels, don't seem to be an actual thing, but it leads to the Monon rail, which crosses into Monon, Indiana, and that leads into something else about the Monon Bridge, in which 2 girls were murdered, and their murder seems to be unsolved. But basically, the biggest thing about this picture is that it connects most likely to this railroad system kind of thing, and it's very ominous because of its association to what people are saying. and mainly because no one can trace this picture to anything. It's just a very odd picture, to say the least. I guess that's what merits its place on this. It's a very creepy picture with no origin. Also, staying on the Monon tunnel things, you can search up at the very least you can Google Monon tunnels or the Monon tunnels, and you'll be greeted by this picture. And this picture holds a very odd story. It's connected to extreme misinformation, and it goes about how this lady saved a child from Australian tunnels, in which these tunnels had a supposed child ring in them, and how she saved them. And it's just that it's a bunch of misinfo about this picture, and that is the misinfo, that there were child rings under Australian tunnels, and this lady saved this incredibly different looking child. But this whole one website, one post, whatever this is, it has this whole story on this, and it says how this is actually a picture from, well, at first it directs the picture all the way to an old 4chan post, again 4chan, but then someone reverse image searched it, and they found it to a old Czech satire website, and how this lady is saying that this is actually an alien of theirs, and it's just a bunch of satire, but it's so funny how misinfo gets so far, and how people take it so easily, and it's just, you're not immune to propaganda is what I'm trying to say. Now this one was actually recommended to me in the recommended area of YouTube, and I just found this one too. This is called the Smile Tapes, is what, well, this is called, but these things are fucking terrifying. I was a minute and a half into this and I was uncomfortable. I know I'm a fucking bitch when it comes to editing horror, but Jesus Christ, this was so good. If you're familiar with the Mandela Catalogue or just analog horror in general, this is probably up your alley, especially if you like the Mandela Catalogue, because it has a similar aesthetic to it. It's not the same thing, but the aesthetic is similar. What it seems to be is that some sort of fungus is taking over people and making them have this weird and contorted smile-like face on them. And that's as much as I've been able to get. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I really want to get this to you because I think it's so good, and it terrified the shit out of me. I was a minute and a half in. I just said that, and I couldn't fucking keep going because I was uncomfortable. But I'm gonna play a little bit for you, and if you do one thing, it should be that you should look at this.
How do you ensure your safety outside? Avoid dark alleys since most reported deaths happened near or in a dark alley. If you hear suspicious laughter, run as fast as you can. Avoid eye contact with the person. Once the person notices you, it will begin pursuit. Do not interact. You will most likely be...
Now for the last thing that I want to show you, and this is only for the people that don't know that this exists. I know this exists. They seem to be popular, but also I don't think many people actually know about this. But this is what it is. These are a weird and amazing thing that is just the right kick of horror that you need, because it's rooted in realism, and I fucking love it. You know, emergency alert system, emergency broadcast systems, you know, that terrifying noise that plays on your TV whenever something weird's gonna happen, or whenever there's some sort of emergency that's gonna happen. You know the noise. I hate it. You probably hate it too. But people make their own, and some of them are fucking good. Do you think the best way to search them would be EAS Scenario? Because I think that's just the best way to get to them. But Jesus, they are good. They are terrifying. Oh, fuck. I want to make my own. I feel like I can. Oh shit. I feel like I can make my own. but all the animation and all the screen stuff, I can't do that. I don't have the capability of doing that. I have a Chromebook, so I really hope the noise doesn't play super loud and I end up scaring somebody. I hope this is good. I have not seen this one.
This broadcast will now relay instructions that will keep you and your loved ones safe. Do not go outside. Lock all doors and windows. Lock yourself in a room with no windows. Cover your ears. Keep your eyes shut. Make yourself as small as possible by going into the fetal position. Do not open the door for anyone. If you have pets outside, leave them. Look at the moon. Look at the moon.
That's what those are. A lot of people make them, and there's some really good ones out there, and I love them. I said it. It's rooted in reality, and it's beautifully creepy and weird. And I've never met someone who actually knew about these, and I want to share them to those who don't know about them. But that was one of many examples. I'm sure you could find something that's more tailored to your horror kick, but I love them. They're so good. They're just so good. A lot of them are. Some, well, I actually haven't seen a bad one yet, but those exist, and they're really good, and they're also creepy. Yeah, that's it for all of this. I don't know how many things made it in here. I know I'm gonna add things after. I'm gonna add things in later, because I'm sure I forgot some things. Yeah, that's it. Kind of. I don't have anything else to say. I figured out I can record the screen and the camera at the same time through my editing software, and fucking finally that I can do that. I've never been able to do that until like now. And I don't know, Chromebooks are awful. Don't buy a Chromebook if you're looking for a computer. Do not. That's it though. I think that's it. That should be it. I hope you found something that's tailored to your disturbing kinks. I sure did. Not that Family Guy thing, but if there is anything weird there, let's just hope it gets brought to light. Yes, that's all for me. I'm now going to go look at those reproductive instruction videos.